Let me go ahead and do that. And swoop. Alright, so game number 3 of CLG versus Team Solomid is now underway. And at this point, this is going to decide the seed. Whoever wins this is going to be the second place winner of the qualifiers tournament. And of course, the loser third place. Both of these teams are going to the DreamHack Finals. So no worries there about who's going or not. But it is still an epic matchup. We do want to see who is the better team at this point in time. Team Solomid or Counterlogic Gaming. And that's where we are. Casting today with me is Keely. What's up?
Oh, hey, Colby. It's nice to be here. We've been here for quite a while, so.
Yeah, geez.
Yesterday,
14 hours, and today, like another 8 or 10 hours or something like that.
Yeah. I would like to point out in this game we talked about who was going to play Karma, and we looked at Hotshot's score, and it was 2 wins and 14 losses. But guess who is going to be playing Karma?
Oh no! Don't say it.
Oh, I said it. Hotshot is going to be our Karma for this game. So I'm really looking forward to see how this actually turns out. We did like to point out the fact that Hotshot played, when we were checking his account, that was on his main Hotshot account where he was 214 as Karma. I don't know if anyone checked his Smurf account, how he does with Karma. We might want to check that before we assume he's as bad as
on his Smurf account, he's got 12.5 win % on Karma.
Wow, 12.5.
Yeah, so I think they got a really good chance of taking this in for the win. You know, that 12.5 win percentage is going to be that real advantage that they need to go forward with this. Yeah. So
I think for sure. I mean, I really think that this that Hotshot's going to be able to hold down this game with Karma. Watch him absolutely shut us up here. By the way, I'm really expecting Hotshot now to go top and just completely dominate his lane and be able to own the game and put all of us in our places. So we'll see.
It is possible, I would say. And anyhow, let's see what we can do. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who ask, I haven't gotten this question a couple times, but yes, I am recording. I have recorded basically every single game of this tournament that we have been able to stream, and they are actually already up on my own.tv account, which you can go search for if you'd like. And I will be also uploading them to YouTube as well, and you can watch all of my other videos and NESL cast and all of my league shorts and video guides and all that good stuff on my YouTube channel. So anyhow, check that out if you're not already. You can also check it out, kobecheese.com. I'll probably be putting up categories and links there also. So here we go, going into the level 1 action. Let's see if there will be a level 1 fight. And all of the previous games, though, we haven't actually had any kind of risky level 1 play. It's been more of just guarding their own buffs and making sure that the other team does not come in and try and counter jungle them. Not sure if that's going to be the case or if we'll see something different here.
I don't think we're going to see any team fights. As we've seen basically this whole tournament, we haven't seen any. It will be in Solomid's probably best interest to engage a team fight. They do have the knock-up from Alistair and Cho'Gath, and they have that Amumu to put out his DPS if they need him with his Cry. Or if he gets that bandage toss first, that would hurt his jungle, but of course it's still doable without it. But I don't think that we're going to see him. I think both teams are going to play it real safe. CLG more so, it looks like, than Solomid. Like I said, it is in Solomid's best interest to engage a fight. So. Yep.
I think they could definitely have a good level 1 if Alistar is able to get a good knock-up on them, and then the Rain Man can also do his knock-up. On the other hand, I don't know. Annie could have a stun ready. I don't think she does, though. And of course,
she does not. She does not. She did not take her her flame spell, or she did take her flame spell first. She didn't get up stun before she went out in lane. So
okay.
I'm guessing she didn't take it first. I did check for that.
Sounds fair enough. And so we are going to have a Karma mid, I believe. So that was to be expected. Like I said, oh, wow. So there's the counter jungle on the red buff there. So Trundle will not be able to secure that red. And I guess we're going to go ahead and give that to Chaos? Yep, nice.
Yep,
so Chaos is going for level 1 advantage with the red buff taken from St. Vicious. And the Rayman going to be going ahead and going up against Karma. Pretty decent idea, seeing how she's really good at bursting down squishies as a solo champion, and I'm guessing that has something to do with it. Could also have to do with the fact that Caitlyn did need to go down bottom lane in order to be as effective So here we go. Let's see. Annie actually go on top, which is interesting. Usually you will see the Annie go mid, but I think in the case of Karma, that's kind of, I guess.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me to send Annie mid over, or not Annie, Karma. I guess it will be interesting to see how this is played out. One thing I wanted to note for wards, you do have 2 wards laid down by Solomid. You've got one there up in the area kind of above mid in that crescent bush, and then you also have one down below red buff where you see Trundle right now. And that's going to show when he starts heading over to get those golems. It's just going to let him kind of keep track of when he's in the jungle. They did take his red buff. They did take his red buff, but he did clear those minions, and now he's heading on to his golems.
Yep, sounds like a good deal overall, and I'm curious how HotShot's going to play this out. I wonder if he's going to try and be aggressive against the Ram Man. I don't know if he actually can be aggressive against him. And by the way, for those of you, this is not necessarily a troll thing to do. The only way to play Karma effectively, in my opinion, is to go solo, because she's just not an effective support at all. She needs to farm up and get items. That's kind of why she does fail as a champion, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Maybe she's secret OP and we just don't know about it. So it's kind of like the male Kai thing.
I have faced some pretty hard Karmas in the past couple weeks, actually. Ones who just absolutely made me remember why she's a champion in the first place, because I think a lot of times we forget about her. But she does do a pretty decent job sometimes, or she can. So I'm interested to see how HotShot plays her.
Alright, so Vayne farming decent here, except that Team Solomid actually has 2 players higher than that, and that I didn't actually see who, I just saw the numbers. There we go, yeah, HotShot just going to farm these minions down. I think he's actually doing quite well on CS.
She does have really good farming skills. Oh, odd one, really low there, but...
Yeah, that's just from finishing up those golems. Nothing really unexpected. Movie does have trouble, I think, early levels, kind of until he gets a little bit of abilities going on. Let's take a look here and make sure everything is running smooth. Just gonna refresh my stream on my other computer.
We're just watching some CS go down here, but thankfully there's nothing else going on in the game. HotShot did go back, and it looks like he's going top. So they're doing a little bit of a lane swap here. I think that Annie's having a really hard time. Well, I'm not sure. One of them is probably having a hard time with one of the lanes. So they've decided to swap here. It looks like we're going to have a 3-man gank going here bottom. Odd One's running in to try to prevent some damage going down on this, but nothing's actually going to come of it. We've got Cho'Gath, who's kind of up above Dragon. I'm not sure really what he's doing there. He's just kind of chilling, it looks like. Maybe waiting for Annie to head down. Oh, he actually backed. So we did have Cho'Gath go back there. Interesting.
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain in that little tiny bush.
Oh yeah, push in the bush. Okay, so Chaos is putting some pressure on this lane, pushing those minions as much as possible, and we'll see how he does against GG. I believe the last time that there was last time GG played, he was playing against MF and Tarek, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that. When he was playing with Rock Solid earlier today?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was probably MF and Tarek. Yeah.
And he did actually pretty well. He got really strong later in the game and just completely demolished kids. And I'm thinking that HotShot is going to be... he did swap there. Yeah, he's going to be trying to put that shield down onto Vayne as she gets focused later on in the game. I do know that they're probably going to try and focus the crap out of her. And that shield is so strong, people don't give credit to how good that shield is.
Oh yeah, the Karma shield is very, very strong. We do have a gank here coming down from the Odd One, but I think HotShot saw him coming, so was able to get a little bit of counter damage done. Yeah,
Vlad's not in there to really follow up on that. So the the Odd One is pretty low on mana, and you can't really follow up with that any further than that. And HotShot just stays at full health here, and he's going to continue harassing. Yeah, Vayne is really strong harassment in the early game. I mean, it's hard to do anything back to her just due to the fact that she can heal and she's got a shield. So that's why she is good as the solo lane, and then you just continue farming. We'll see how it kind of pans out, though. She just wants to deny her lane opponents as much as possible while farming up herself.
So we do have Alistar, who is, it looks like he is kind of staying into this lane now. We've got a gank going down here, but they're both going to get out of the way, no problem. And it looks like Saint's just going to go ahead and head back to his jungle. I don't know how Annie's doing against this Cho'Gath mid. I imagine it's kind of a stalemate. They'll probably just kind of farm Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. They're not really going for too much harass against each other. You'll see more harass probably coming out of the Cho'Gath on the Annie, just because if she harasses him, it's not really going to do her any good. She's just going to be able to heal it up.
Yeah, that sounds quite possible. And earlier in that fight, you noticed that GG actually knocked away Alistar. The reason for that, he's actually trying to get him into the wall. Playing Vayne several times, she's got this issue, in my opinion. Like, it's really hard to get people to be pushed back in the angle that you want them to. So, like, you'll push them in the angle that you are 100% sure they're going to get knocked into the wall, and they'll just get knocked in the complete opposite direction. It's really weird. So that's kind of probably what happened there. Ooh, we may have a little bit of fight going on here. There is some counter jungle going down. And HotShot going to come in here doing as much damage as possible to the Odd One. The Odd One is so low, but he does flash, and I think he's going to get away. St. Vicious might actually get baited out here. Oh, but he has flash, so he will be able to finish this off with him. And HotShot does not die. He did get ignited, but he's able to skate away without any more harm done to him. So that is actually one kill. That's first blood for CLG onto the Odd One. Very nice done. Very nicely done, I would say.
This is going to kind of be some trouble here because they did get Cho'Gath blue buff. They got him Trundle's blue buff, which is Amumu did die because of it, and they did give CLG first blood. But Cho'Gath with blue buff is really going to be able to hold off that Annie mid, no problems now. Now she's going to be able to keep her own mana up just by hitting the creeps with that Q spell. But you're going to see her putting, him putting down just major harass on her. So I'm not sure exactly what she's going to have to do to prevent that from coming down. She does have the catalyst now. That's going to help her be able to stay out there in lane as long as possible. It's just going to be kind of back and forth, I think. But as I said, with Cho'Gath able to spam his abilities, I think you're going to see him putting a lot of harass there on the Annie.
Yeah, definitely could be the case. And now down bottom, I don't see a lot of harassment coming from either side. They're just both trying to farm up as much as possible, and they don't want to put themselves into any bad positions. And you've got kind of Alistar there for the support and healing, and I do like that he's not roaming. He's actually going to try and at least get some levels in there and possibly some farm here and there just throughout the game. And I don't know how he's going to be building his Alistar. I don't think he can go AP Alistar with giving away all of the solo farm to that Caitlyn, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it works.
I'm interested to see how the two bottom lanes kind of face off against each other. You can see HotShot here showing how to farm with Vayne, with the Karma. And he's going to be pushing this lane a little bit while Vlad is gone. It looks like Vlad is now returning to lane, and HotShot, it looks like, might be headed mid for a gank.
Wow, we've actually got 3 people on Team Solomid with over 70 CS, whereas CLG, they have Karma and Annie at around 70 CS. So I think that Vayne is not farming necessarily as well. Yeah.
No, it's actually Vayne is farming really well. It's Annie
that's
actually
lower.
a little bit behind.
Yeah, that's my mistake.
Okay.
So I guess she was kind of being held back by, I don't know, she usually has a higher farm on the team, but I guess maybe she's missing some CS there from time to time. Vlad is kind of pulling ahead though with 81.
Yeah, and I think he will. I just don't see the harass out of the Karma to be able to push him off the creep wave. I think he's just going to basically get free farm here. She can do damage to him, but I just don't think that she can do enough damage to him to keep him from farming.
Yeah, I think it's already past the point where Karma is useful. So she's actually really strong early when she's got that burst from her base damage, but get a couple of levels and some HP and they're good to go. So I don't really know. I've never actually, I can't comment too much on it. I've actually never seen a good Karma or Karma be useful to a team. So hopefully in this case I will be shown differently, but until then I don't really know what else to say about it.
Well, so you do have Reggie's going to go down here for the kill, and I just don't think HotShot has the burst to be able to withstand this or get some counter damage on. I think he's going to.
He's waiting for his cooldowns. He wants to get his shield back up, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it in time. There, he does get the shield, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to finish off Reginald. So he's running away.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's playing really well, and what he did is he ran away from him and into that bush there, in hopes that he could get that shield and maybe a little bit of burst to finish him off. It still wasn't enough damage, but it did allow him to escape. And you see that Reginald did not chase him because HotShot would have been able to get another burst on him if he was able to run long enough.
And that might have been able to get the kill off, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And because of Karma's shield there, her shield is really strong. You saw him trying to throw some damage, but it just didn't do anything through that shield. So, it's just interesting to see the combination of skills there, and very well played by both players, not getting too greedy and not going that probably killed each other, to be honest. I think if one of them would have gone for it, they would have died.
Yeah, now the dragon has been taken, though, by CLG, so they're now up 1 kill, and they're also up a dragon as well, so that's pretty strong overall. And so both teams pretty even on CS. That's not going to be too much of a factor from what I can tell. And hopefully TSM can come back and push a tower down or pick up a few kills, and maybe the next dragon to come back from that.
We do have a Moo coming in here to set up a ward. I think he's going to try to ward up Blue, and he does. And he's just kind of... They've been doing a lot of counter jungling to poor St. Vicious here. He's had to really struggle to keep everything in. They're putting a lot of harass down here on this Taric. He is alone right now while Vayne's back, and they're just kind of taking their time. He is going to try to take this Blue again, and it looks like St. Vicious is on his way, but he's just too little too late.
Oh, wow. Perfect timing. He's able to get in there. And the other one actually had a ward there to... St. Vicious is like, no, I'm a blue buff.
That's the second blue buff that Solomid has stolen. So they've really been out jungling this Trundle pretty hard.
Yeah, the odd one is known to be one of the best counter junglers in the game right here. Reggie's going to try and put some harass down, but there was a very nice shield put down by HotshotGG to kind of block that first Q. But since they cooled down, look at that, he already got 3 of them down that quickly. So much damage coming down from that. That's cool. Yeah,
they might actually go for a dive here on her. Amumu looks like he's going to be swinging around back behind her, and I do think they're actually going to go for a dive here. He's getting in position for it. I don't think Hotshot knows he's there. Nope, he doesn't. So I think Hotshot will drop because of this.
Yeah, he's got so low HP at being half. Reginald's definitely going to pick this up. There it is. Yep. And so yeah, Karma doing not much, just kind of dying, you know.
Yep. I wonder if they kind of... That's an interesting pick. You know, I'm really interested at why they picked Karma over Swain. Swain was available. That's actually what I called they would pick. I called that they would pick Swain and Trundle, and they ended up going Trundle and Karma, and I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, Swain wasn't banned either.
No, he wasn't. They could have picked him up, and I think that they really should have. I think that maybe Hotshot wanted to try Karma as kind of a different strategy. I mean, remember that this game, they are already going to DreamHack. This is just about seeding and who they will face. So I think that really what it comes down to is that I mean. As far as it comes down, I think that he's maybe just trying to have fun with Karma, but I just don't agree.
It's like he's trolling everything right now. He's like, oh, Karma.
Yeah, because I just don't. Like I said, I just don't agree with this Karma pick. I think that it's kind of silly. I think that they would have had a much stronger team comp if he would have gone for Swain. It would have given them a little bit of tanky with some solid AP. It just would have been a much better pick, in my opinion. They already have the Taric for support, so. I mean, and look at them. They're kind of exchanging fire here, but Hotshot just can't do anything to this Vlad now.
Well, who can? I mean, who can really harass a Vlad? Let's be honest there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyhow, yeah, Reginald is level 12, and he's got his Hextech Revolver. I'm sure he's got his cooldown boots, possibly almost having the Spirit Visage as well. I don't know. I haven't seen his items in a while. But Karma does have 2 gold per 5 items. She's just trying to get as much gold as possible from farming and all that good stuff.
And she does not have any AP yet, so we could maybe see a huge bump in AP after she builds these items. Maybe she'll then be able to kind of hold her own against him. But I still just think it was kind of an interesting pick there from Hotshot. I'm not sure how we're going to see her do this game. She obviously has been shut down a little bit. She's the only one to die on the team, but
let's see. Let's look at her farm. She's not been shut down at all necessarily. She is falling behind from TSM, but she is keeping up with her own teammates as farm is concerned. Now, the cool thing here about them having Vayne is that is a 100% counter, or at least I'd say 80% counter to the Alistar, because Alistar is so squishy since he generally will build like kind of more damage items and things like that, and then Vayne will be able to take him out when he ults by just doing the 1-2-3 combo, boom, dead.
Yep. Looks like they have a gank going down here on Reginald. He's able to get some crazy damage off on Hotshot.
Yeah.
Who's going to
it's
drop.
It's going to be bad. She may actually be, yeah, she's going to drop there. And so, oh no, but that shield saves her like a boss. Dude. Yeah, that's what makes Karma strong, is she's super good at shield baiting. It's almost like having a heal against noobs, you know, just the heal bait.
Wow, that shield! I cannot believe she had only 1 bar of health when that went down, and she was able to shield and protect herself from all that damage.
It's actually not surprising because I think he probably leveled that shield up first. It is her strongest ability. All the other abilities are kind of weak sauce, but yeah. That's kind of her main redeeming factor.
Yeah, that shield. I have heard a lot about that. The shield is really what makes her... The only thing that really makes her an okay champion is her shield, so...
Goodness, Reginald just crazy damage, just gonna push this tower down. He's kind of pushing out Trundle. Yeah, he does, like I said, he has those 3 items that I was discussing, the Spirit Vestige, Revolver, and the cooldown boots, giving him an extremely terrifying presence in lane. He's just gonna continue pushing this lane down. It will fall here eventually. And now there are 3 people down bottom, and Amumu is actually heading that way as well, and they could be taking out this tower. Chaos doing lots of damage to it. GG wants to come in with his ultimate. If you see that, did so much damage, but he gets knocked up and pushed back by Special. GG could be going down. There goes the ultimate, and the Rain Man actually eats him up and says, KS, Chaos, it's mine. You can't have that kill. And I don't... I'm not sure KS actually would have got it because I think St. Vicious did try and step in front. But here we go, going for the dragon now. So TSM going to go ahead and take the lead. Probably going to kill this top tower very soon as well. And that's going to give them the lead, being that they will now be even on dragons. 1-1. 1 dragon for CLG early on, and then this dragon now for TSM. And now that they have the timer on that, that will also be very good, because the odd one is very prudent in keeping up with the timers on those. Let's see what else. I don't know if that blue buff is actually up, because last time I remember the Amumu did get it, but it's probably up again by now.
I think it is up, and I think Trundle's going to run over there right now.
He is actually
I'm pretty sure Amumu has it on some sort of a timer, though, so he's probably going to swing over there. So Trundle doesn't pick it up right now. I bet he's going to lose it.
Okay,
yeah, he is going to go pick that up right now.
Alrighty. And Elements here just continuing to farm with the Rain Man pushing in also. St. Vicious will get this blue buff. I don't believe that Arubu has any intention of trying to steal it, since they did get that dragon. They'd actually know that he's getting this, I guess? Oh, no. That's actually the vision from CLG.
CLG.
Yeah. So if you look at top, man, he's just putting so much pressure. He tried to dive that. Reginald is able to take out the tower by pushing Hotshot away from it. And St. Vicious wants to come in here and take them. I don't know why he pulled so soon. Didn't necessarily need to do that. He would have been better off pulling right there. But then again, he is fine. I guess he just used his flash to get away, and he's going to be good to go.
So the TSM is up 1 tower, 1 kill, and a dragon. It looks like they're steadily kind of pulling ahead as far as the general early game fight goes. I think that they're a little bit ahead in CS as well, and that Vladimir just seems to be kind of owning that top lane. Like Hotshot has been able to kind of hold his own as far as farm goes, but he's just not able to put the harass on that Vladimir, and he wasn't able to protect the tower.
I agree. And so we're doing a really good job here. There goes the auto one, just missing that ward, but he may be just running up to do something else. I don't know. Okay, I can't tell.
Yeah, I think he is taking it out right there.
Okay, he did run back and see it, so I guess he noticed it later after he'd already walked past it.
Yeah.
So that is good. He found that. So going to go ahead and try and arrest map control back from this team. He's going to maybe fall into this Karma. No, just putting down wards. He wants to watch for when the next blue buff does come up. I don't know if that ward's actually going to see it, though. It might be in range. I can't tell. Alright, so...
It is weird going back to regular vision of the game. It makes me feel like it's so dark.
I know, right? We're so used to seeing the full bright vision of everything, you know, on the minimap and all that stuff, and then it's like, oh man, it's like Nocturnal in a sense.
Yeah, Nocturnal just shutting us down right here. It is really funny kind of getting that whole darkness. They're just going to push through this tower. It'd be really silly for GG and Chowster to stay here.
Yeah,
so they're going to go ahead and get bottom.
He's going to kill it in literally 4 or 5 hits. Yep, there he goes.
Yep.
Okie dokie, and so Karma just trying to farm up top and do that farm action. And Mumu is middle, trying to get this lane ready for them to file back around and then take that mid tower. TSM is actually pulling ahead quite nicely. they're already up 2 towers, and if they can push down that mid, that's going to give them, once again, that same advantage that I speak of every single game, where...
You get 3 towers down.
Yeah, once you get those 3 towers down to your enemy's 0 towers down, you have basically free reign over the game at that point going forward, as long as you don't make any retarded mistakes somewhere along the line.
You know, it is interesting to know here that that's exactly what happened last time. We talked about CLG losing all 3 of their towers first, and they hadn't taken a single tower from Solomid. This is actually something that I've brought up before, is that CLG really kind of struggles with pushing the lanes early. And even if they win in the laning phase, which they haven't actually won as far as kills go this game, but they have in games past, they just don't push those towers as hard. And I think that it's probably about trying to stay safe. They don't try to overextend, but in the end, it actually is a hindrance to them because it allows the other teams to kind of get ahead as far as towers go, and that's huge, and that can really help them snowball out. But if you look, I mean, she hardly has any damage there on that tower mid. Of course, she's facing a Cho'Gath, so it's kind of hard to push. But yeah, there's no damage there on the tower mid, and I haven't seen the tower bottom yet to see what the HP is for it.
Yeah, they might be able to push it right here because the only person defending is Alistar. No, it doesn't look like they're actually going to.
So yeah, bottom tower is a little bit low, so they could probably take that tower if they got a solid push on it. But I don't think you're going to see a solid push there. I don't think that they're going to swing down and take that. I think they're just going to kind of keep farming. And that's what I was saying, where it comes to the fact that Solomid actually grouped up, took the time to push out those towers, and they're now, you know, taking advantage of their being ahead there. So I think that it would actually be in CLG's best interest to try to get a couple of these towers down, but they just don't seem to make that a priority, and I think that hurts them in the long run.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I think that's right now Solomid is just going to go ahead and farm up those jungle buffs, and then they'll probably end up running around towards the mid area and getting that next dragon when it comes up, and maybe baiting out a team fight. I don't think that CLG's even in the position to stop the dragon, which is now up, by the way. And so... Is
it up now?
Well, I see... Well, never mind.
I think
that CLG just doesn't have vision of it. Yeah. Never mind. So it's should not up. But once again, like I said, they will be running around, eventually heading towards that dragon. I know that they have the timer on it, and they're going to be there ready to pick it up as soon as it is up. And so other than that, they're just going to continue farming until that point, knowing that they have the advantage. They don't need to do anything silly at this point. All they have to do is continue pushing and pressing those lanes so that when the dragon does come up, they have to leave a large creep wave behind. And you see that Reginald is just literally like AFK farming this lane. He knows that he has full map control with his teammates over there. And now that Tarek's coming this way, I think they will see this. Yeah, Tarek's going to have to come around right here. They are going to probably try and do something about it. But look, he's going to be able to easily get away with his teammates right over there in the jungle. And we could see a team fight right here on this. Yeah, they actually pushed down mid tower in the meantime while Reginald was pressuring top lane. So they had to make the decision to either try and stop Reginald or to try and stop mid. And what they ended up doing was making no decision at all, and they ended up losing mid lane. And they're probably going to lose top here very soon as well.
St. Fish has actually just gotten involved in all of them. There is a team fight going down. You see the Amumu ult, and Element's just dropping there with Annie.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like Chowster and Hotshot are able to get away with the help of the Karma Shield. GG is trying to kite this Alistar back. He almost gets the kill off on him, but isn't quite able to pull that off. And that's a huge team fight win for Solomid. It looks like CLG lost 2 and were unable to get any of the Solomid members.
Yeah, that was really strong play by Solomid, pressuring top lane as as Vladimir, and giving them the ability to get that mid tower. And they had perfect positioning on their team there because, I mean, it looked like St. Vicious flashed in to try and get that positioning advantage and go in on the squishies in the back, but they just were not able to put out the damage necessary, and they had... Team Solomid was able to pull out the positioning advantage and just continue dishing out massive amounts of damage, and they are missing that Swain lockdown that they had previously, so the only lockdown that they have is an Annie ultimate and a stun from Tarek. So there's no AoE lockdown, whereas a Mumu comes in, locks them down, and then you've got Cho'Gath with the AoE lockdown, and an Alistar with an AoE lockdown. It makes it really difficult for CLG to contend with that type of setup. And if you look on the mini-map, Amumu and Caitlyn actually just picked up Dragon once again. So this game is pretty much going to go to TSM unless they make a huge mistake later on, just in my opinion. I mean, that's still, it still could be anyone's game, and TSM still could make a lot of mistakes, but I mean, they do have Karma, who is pretty much useless. They have no team comp that can lock them down, and the overall, and since Special did not get way far behind from trying to roam, he's actually pretty strong right now, and so I don't know what CLG could do to come back from this at this point.
You know, I really don't know either. The only thing I think is Vayne. If they could somehow keep Vayne in the fights and protected, she might be able to take them down. She is the champ to have around when you've got these tanky characters. But I just don't think that she's going to be enough, to be honest. I don't think that they have enough to protect her, and I don't think she has enough to really melt through them.
Yeah, there we go. CLG trying to go for that dragon, but unfortunately for them, it is down. And here we go. GG going to pop his ultimate and try and chase down the Rain Man, doing lots of damage to him, keeping him slowed with the red buff. Don't think he's going to be able to get the kill if... yeah, if he wanted to get the kill, he probably couldn't do it. He'd have to dive in there, and they really don't want to do that. Well, that's weird. Caitlyn decides to ultimate him, and he gets healed back to full instantly from Tarek. That was hilarious.
Yeah, from the... yeah, that's actually really pretty funny.
He's like, get off me, Nat. Whoop!
Yeah. But the Caitlyn ult is down now. I don't think that they want to engage this anyway, but the Caitlyn ult is down for the moment. It looks like they're going to go down, CLG is going to go down and just kind of push out these lanes. That might actually leave TSM able to get a Baron. They are warded up to protect for it. So if they wanted to, once they see this Karma bottom, they could probably swing in there and get a Baron. And I don't think that CLG could do anything to really stop them. But they do take out that ward there, and now they're just going to kind of head down towards blue buff to try to catch this Karma and Trundle coming up to make sure they aren't Baroning.
Wow, lots of farm on Caitlyn and Vladimir. They are just completely dominating on the CS. Now, they're not necessarily super far ahead. I guess in combination they're about 100 ahead, those two, from the carries on CLG side. But at least they are all above 200. The three important people who need farm on CLG side are...
Yeah, so I mean, everyone's been farming really well as it comes out. You've got great farm really on all of the carries in the game. So I think that at this point, farm isn't necessarily going to be the big issue. It's going to be about towers and about dragons and about picking up those kills. And of course, with a game of, is it that 1 to 4 now, or 1 to 3? 1 to 3 now. It's not a big kill game. Solomid has been able to pick up, I think, almost every dragon. They may have missed that first one, and that's it.
Yeah.
And in that regard, TSM is really pulling ahead, in spite of the fact that there's only, what, 4 total games in this, 4 total kills in the entire game?
Yeah, the huge advantage, again, I say this all the time, but I have to rub it in. I mean, the towers, if you get those 3 front towers, boom, huge advantage. You're snowballed ahead. I mean, unless you're even, like, unless the other team has the same amount of towers. But, yeah, here we go. So TSM is going to go ahead and push this tower. This is what we've seen time and time again with Team Solomid, is they roam around as 5 and they wait until they notice that CLG is out of position, and they run in quickly and they snipe that tower out. They know what is going to give a team advantage, and it's towers. And they do an amazing job of sniping those towers quickly and then getting out of there safely and just really causing chaos for the other team. And that's actually what getting those 3 front towers down allows you to do. CLG cannot safely push a tower without losing an inner mid tower, and here at this point they're going to go ahead and remove the map control from CLG as they roam around the map as 5 and hope to snipe another tower. Now, right now, they are probably looking to either gank somebody or go for this mid tower or go for Baron. It's really up to them what they want to do. I don't think that CLG has any choice in the matter. They're just going to have to like guess as to where Solomid is going, and they're going to try and follow up with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, CLG is in a really bad position here. So like you said, TSM has full map control. They're able to take out all of their wards completely. It looks like they're in blue buff. This might actually be really bad for CLG if they get caught and... Oh, they're able to get... Oh, no, Trundle is caught up in that
knockup. Oh, he does flash and knocks up Trundle. This could be bad for him. Alistar flashes in and pushes him down, and this is going to be bad. The Rain Man taking out St. Vicious. I don't think they're going to pick up any more kills here, but that was good. They can probably go for Baron and either bait out a fight or just go ahead and pick it up safely, and I think that is actually what we're going to see here. I don't see how CLG could do anything about this at this point.
No, I really can't. And you've got TSM is so well warded up. They've got the Caitlyn traps there giving him vision. They have an actual ward there giving him vision. Hotshot, I think, is going to try to run in there. They're going to try to go for the steal, but again, they don't have a jungler, and they've got Cho'Gath and a jungler there on TSM, so I don't think they can steal this Baron. Great burst coming down there from Elements, taking out X-Special, taking Amumu down to below half health. They've got Baron, they're going to try to engage on this team fight now, but without X-Special, Reginald's going to take a lot of burst there coming in. Hotshot's going to come in from behind and try to pick up this kill on him. He's unable to do so. She's going to kind of back out. So that actually was well played by CLG. I'm surprised that not more of them died.
I love it how Amumu was like running against the wall. He's like, where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? And then he like tried to shoot out a band. He's like, whoops, I missed.
Yeah, exactly.
It was hilarious. So so that was a 1 kill to 1 kill ratio, except that Baron was picked up, so huge advantage for Team Solomid. That was actually getting kind of scary for Solomid, but they were able to pick up that Baron just enough time that they could turn around and fight that. See, the thing is, if they had gotten engaged on any sooner and were not able to finish off the Baron, that Baron would have been doing a lot of damage to them, and it might have actually turned out in CLG's favor. Not in this case, though. CLG took a little bit too long to engage that, and not only that, they had only 4 players. So if they had all 5, of course, Team Solomid would not have even attempted it, because there would have been no reason to. But anyways, that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, it was well played, honestly, by both teams. They, I'm actually surprised, like I said, I'm surprised that CLG did as well as they did. But like you said, they took advantage of the fact that they'd been wailed on there by Baron, and had they been able to get there a little bit sooner and left Baron still alive, which would have forced TSM to either decide to finish off Baron or to turn and fight. And either way, if they decide to turn and fight, Baron's going to be doing some free damage there from the back, and if they decide to take Baron, then CLG is going to get some free damage there from the front. So it's just kind of a crapshoot either way. And like I said, that didn't actually happen because they were able to get Baron and then just turn around to engage, and it was a 4v5. But CLG kind of fought valiantly, and they each team only lost 1. So
yeah, let's take a look at these items here. The Alistar is going to go ahead and go for a Sheen, maybe going into a Trinity Force, doing the DPS Alistar build. That is one of those kind of older but still viable type builds on him. You know, not the flavor of the month AP, but it's not really as viable to go AP if you can't get some solo farm on there. Now, everyone else is really farmed up, and if you look at that Caitlyn, she's already got a Bloodthirster and a Phantom Dancer. So she's putting out massive damage right now. She's actually out farming Reginald at this point, which is pretty crazy if you think about it, since Reginald was solo farming for so long. And Karma now with a Rod of Ages still does have those 2 Philosopher's Stones and a Morello's, so that she has the cooldowns to just continue spamming her abilities. Let's see what else here. Rain Man with that giant GA. I love it when you see those aura items on,
yeah,
or those visible items on Cho'Gath, because they're so big.
They make it so big.
Yeah, it's hilarious when you see like a Morgana binding or like a Morgana shield on him, because it's like giant.
Yeah, exactly. When you get the Morgana binding, yeah, you're right. Every time I see that, it just makes me laugh. So it looks like they're just kind of waiting for the creep wave here. They can really just push forward. I don't think the CLG can really do anything to push them out at this point. They don't have a real solid engage. The only thing they can do is have Saint Vicious go in there real, heavy to try to isolate their carries, and that's about the only engage that we really have. They could get a Terex gun if someone was out of position, but they're just not playing that foolishly.
Look at the zone.
Alistar Special is going to go in there and try to take some burst. Saint Vicious is able to take Reginald down almost all the way, along with some Annie burst there. Annie's able to take out X-Special, but of course she goes down as well.
Damn, that ultimate there, that was crazy. I love seeing the snipe from those Caitlyn's. It's so, you're like, no. Yeah.
And you'll notice that Karma and Tarek there are going to heal this Vayne back up to, well, she's already full. They're going to take the time. Hotshot's going to take those Caitlyn traps out as they TSM is just going to go bottom, go ahead and take this tower. No problem. They really are able to kind of stomp all over CLG at this point, because I just don't think CLG has anything to be able to stop them. They don't just... I'm just not seeing kind of their ace in the hole. I'm not seeing anything that's going to come out.
Yeah, Caitlyn's the one with the ace in the hole here.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's her ult name, right?
I think so, yeah.
So anyhow, just looking back though, for those of you they missed it. But I was going to say this game is basically over once you get 3 towers down to no towers on the other team, and we did see it snowball very heavily after that point. And that's basically it. I mean, you get those 3 towers, and that's like getting their inhibitor down. I mean, you know, and it's kind of like snowball advantage.
Just really,
to the max.
like you said, it really just has that snowball effect into their favor. And Solomid's going to go ahead and bunch up and push down mid as hard as they can right now, taking advantage of the fact that Trundle was bottom. CLG is out of position to protect this tower, and I think that Solomid is going to be able to just grab it before CLG even gets there, and they are. So they're going to go ahead and continue on and put some pressure on this inhibitor as CLG falls in around. But I don't think they're actually going to engage on the inhibitor until they have the whole team there.
Yeah, I don't think CLG can stop them right now. GG's got a lot of damage, but I mean, good gosh, that Cho'Gath has so much health, and then you kill him once, you gotta kill him again. And then he's going to feast you, and it's going to hurt.
Yep.
So, yeah, she's probably going to focus more on Alistar because he will be up there in the front. And obviously with Vayne, you can't just not attack somebody because you're useless. You can only attack what's closest to you. You can't necessarily run past as you were, you know, like a tanky assassin or something like that. You do have to just fight whoever's in front of you, and Vayne is actually pretty good at that. So whenever a tank does engage, you can't really get mad if Vayne just sits there and focuses that tank. You have to really rely on your assassins and your tanky DPS to be able to run past and attack those carries. And Vayne, that's kind of her forte, is that she can just completely destroy tanks and punish them for going in like that and engaging.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if it'll be able to turn this around, but I just don't think they're gonna have quite enough strength on that Vayne to do much good, honestly.
No. I don't either. I mean, their main sources of damage are Vayne and Big Fat GG, but since the whole team for TSM except for Caitlyn is so damn tanky, I mean, they've got 4 people to deal with before they can even get close to Vayne, because she's got such long range. She can stand way behind everybody and just attack from range. Yeah, Caitlyn's so strong. Yeah. In that respect, when you give her a team that she can just stand behind and auto-attack to her heart's content.
And you've got Reginald, who's up there just doing wicked damage with his Vladimir.
Oh yeah, just bloop, 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 bloop. He's got low cooldowns with all that cooldown reduction, and now look how tanky he is. And Magic Pen as well. He got that Void Staff.
He's got that Void Staff, so yeah, he's going to be doing tons and tons of damage to him here. They do kind of catch him and are able to burst him down below half. Wow, look at that damage going down. They have caught the odd one out of position. He's going to ult them here. I don't think it's going to...
Oh, Vayne does get caught inside of a Moo Ultimate. That is exactly what you do not want to happen when you're playing Vayne. You get caught into the Moo Ultimate, and then Alistar comes in, knocks you up. Chaucer trying to heal himself up, so HotshotGG heals him up just enough to help him get away. He's going to get away, but not before Elements is destroyed. That Vayne, oh my gosh, you do not... Oh, jeez, that was a terrible play on his part. Just basically lost that team fight for them. Not that the game was really going anywhere else, to be honest, either. However, this is probably going to be GG, the end of a very epic, amazing weekend for the DreamHack qualifiers. So, for the seedings, we have Epic Gaming as the #1 winner of the tournament, and then we're going to have CLG being ranked 3 behind Team Solomid. So, there you go. The 2 Den brothers showing that they are the gaming's elite in League of Legends, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, they're great players. They're really good strategists. You've seen time and time again Reggie being able to pull this off. Sorry.
Goodness.
He's able to really to shut down team after team after team. He's got some really good strategies. He's got some really good plays that he's been able to call there. And Dan Din seems to have that family blood. He's been around since beta, and he's showing just as well that his team can really control this tournament as they did.
They did a very good job indeed, and did you see that in the movie? He actually just smited the small...
smited that little...
He's like, take that, sucker! That's hilarious. He's like, well, what else are you going to use it on?
So CLG is going to go ahead and farm up, and I do admire really their fighting spirit here. I think that other teams may have gotten frustrated, kind of decided to go ahead and quit, but they've really put it together, and last game that paid off. Remember that it wasn't until after they had lost their first inhibitor that they were able to come back and kind of win some of those key team fights. So it's kind of the same. I think they're maybe hoping for the same sort of thing here. I don't think it's going to actually happen. I don't think they're going to be able. I think the last game was a little bit more even. I don't think that they have the strength with. I mean, Karma, I just don't think brings enough to it, solid damage to a team fight in order to keep them in the game a little bit. more, but we'll see. I mean, they are waiting out. Like I said, I admire their fighting spirit for not just surrendering.
Yeah, and this mane's actually pretty strong right now. He does have a Bloodthirster, and generally you'll see either an Infinity Edge or a Bloodthirster build onto the Vayne. I imagine she did go for the Bloodthirster instead of Infinity, just due to the fact that you can get it cheaper and faster, so it gives you a little bit of an advantage early on, and then you can kind of take some harass and farm back up with the lifesteal. And now she's going to be building into, I guess, a Banshee's build to try and prevent the Amumu ult or the Alistar knockup that has been destroying her at this point pretty much every time, from what I can tell. And I'd love to see how much extra gold Team Solomid has right now, but right now there's only an extra 340 gold on CLG. If you look at Teemo's gold score there, you can see how much extra gold he has. I'm guessing that there's like several thousand gold advantage for each player on Team Solomid from all of the team objectives that they've been able to take thus far.
Definitely.
Okay.
It looks like they are going to have a good team fight here. They're going to catch GG out of position. Or not, he's able to flash out and get away, and they're able to kind of turn and get on St. Vicious. And GG is going to stand here and do as much damage as possible.
Reginald, man, taking lots of damage, but he's got a GA. He should be okay. He's just gonna revive himself, and gotta love that GA.
Yeah,
that's two players
they did a lot of damage there, though. I mean, they do have a lot of damage output here, but just too many to take out, I think. Hotshot's going to run in and try to get some bursts down there. On a
look at Hotshot. He really wants to kill. He really wants to kill like Special or the odd one of those guys.
Yeah.
But he just can't do it. There's too much. And the Rayman going to get focused pretty hard by GG. It doesn't really matter. Oh, look at him. He's going to flash it. Try and knock him up and eat him. But there we go. That is the end of this weekend's tournaments. Team Solomid winning very nicely that game, playing like a boss. And that was actually a 2-1 victory. They didn't 2-0 it, so it was fairly fairly back and forth there, where CLG did have at least one win there. And what is this? What is this? What is this?
I don't
Team Solomid
know.
and Epic Gaming. Why would we do that?
We already did that.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned. I don't think that.
I don't get it. What's happening here? Okay, well, until we get some more info on what's going on, I'm going to go to commercial break, use the restroom because I'm about to pee on myself, and get some water, and we will find out what's about to happen here. So, be right back.